Hey guys, what's up? It's your First Lady from FAMETATU.com. Today we are in Sayreville, New Jersey, where we found a gem. We are going to visit Nunzio's Kitchen, where they specialize in 99 different pizzas. So come along, let's check out the spot. That's where the secrets are kept. I have no idea what to choose. I decided to go with the balsamic chicken pizza. So here she is. There'll be nothing left when I'm done. Now we've moved on to dessert, and apparently things happen after you combine these two together, so stay tuned. After I stuffed my face with the awesome goodies here, we're gonna take a second and just get to know Michael and Marco, which is, they basically are the owners of Nunzio's. So, guys, thank you so much for welcoming me. As soon as I walked in, it felt like home. Now, I did a little research, and 1979. So basically, you guys were doing homework in here?
Yeah, we
Throwing flour up in the air?
a little bit of
Okay,
it, yeah.
okay.
I was 10 years old. Obviously, I was born in '79. I was 10 years old and my brother was 5 years old. So we pretty much grew up in here and did a lot of our homework. We started eating in here and played a little bit of soccer in the back hallway as well. You know, we try to make fun out of it as well as much as we could. You know, and we did work. You know,
Of course.
as a busboy, started. Of course, you know, we started as. That's the thing my dad told us. He's like, you know, you have to learn all the trades, not just to cook and make pizzas. You know, also you got to learn how to mop and sweep and clean tables as well.
I
Wash
agree.
dishes. We went from washing dishes to now we know how to cook and the whole 9 yards.
Nice. So it's been about 6 years since you guys have taken over.
Once we fully took over.
Okay, and why was it so important for you guys to run the business? I mean, you guys are super fashionable. You could be doing anything else, but you're here. Why?
I think it was prolonging the legacy that my father started. You know, we came from Italy. We had nothing. We grew up really poor, and my dad and my mother fought tooth and nail to build something for us. And I ventured out. You know, I did a couple other things. I actually became a paramedic, and I ventured out and kind of.
Nice. So if I go into a food coma, you
Yeah,
can save
there we
me.
go.
Okay.
So we did good with that. You know, we both wanted to see what was out there, but this place kept drawing me back. You know, we grew up in here, so this restaurant has more of a sense of home to us than anything else. Because when we first moved to the States, you know, like I said, we grew up really poor, so we were moving around a lot. We were living in hotel rooms. My dad did everything he could just to give us a better life, and we wanted to take that and prolong that vision. And for his legacy as well, to honor that.
Absolutely. Now, I'm assuming when you guys first started, the decor was a little different. So how did you guys manage to transition your established consumers to bring them over to, let's say, the dark side?
Yeah, I mean, our father, he was definitely shocked when we told him our intentions of the business, you know, putting up a big black
Wait,
wall.
what?
And, you know,
He's like, no,
That's not what it looks like.
That's not
Italy. You know, that's not Italy.
Okay.
you know, it took him a little bit of time. You know, he was obviously angry with us for the beginning parts of it. But then after a while now, he starts to realize that, you know, it was something that needed to be done to break the mold, you know, because that's what, you know, we're Italian. You know, there's some pizzeria owners that aren't Italian, which
Yes,
isn't
that is
wrong,
very
you know,
valid.
which anybody can Italian food. I don't think there's
Absolutely.
any criteria to own a restaurant or an Italian restaurant in this case. But I think that, you know, having this in-your-face Italian decorum kind of takes away. Let your food speak for it yourself.
I agree.
Let the food speak for your heritage and for your culture, and then allow your decor to kind of give that homey atmosphere. Because not for nothing, when there was that Italian decorum, it was just pictures on the wall. This way, it feels warm and inviting.
Yes, and I mean, guys, if we were here, like the ambience here and the atmosphere, as soon as we walked in, your team didn't even know what we were here for. And everyone was so welcoming. They're like, hi, hi. And I'm like, whoa, how did I miss this? How did I miss this? But in checking out the site, you mentioned something that really struck to me. There's 3 criteria that are extremely important to you guys. Quality, purity, and justice. How do you guys intertwine that with what you do here?
So for quality, just to base off of that, we constantly are searching for the best quality ingredients that we can find, and we don't really buy any of our produce or any of our ingredients solely on price. We purchase it strictly on quality. We buy the finest quality we can possibly get. Purity has to be with not just with our ingredients in our food, it has to be with the way we run our business. We run our business as transparent as possible, not for our own sake or our employees' sake, but for our clientele base as well. And for justice, it's giving business to every local business that we possibly find. Like I said, we only do business with local companies like ourselves.
Absolutely.
A family-owned soda company.
The cups
that I showed you guys before. That was a startup company that I really got. I fell in love with the owner of that company, and I really thought that he was doing a great thing. And his motto for his business was similar to ours, so I wanted to support him. I mean, the cost is, because we're a little expensive, but at the end of the day, it was about supporting local businesses.
Absolutely.
And that, to me, is the most important thing. And not for nothing, my brother and I, we don't make crazy money because we spend more money on our quality and on our principles. But to us, this will be the richest we'll ever be because of that. Because we stand to our principles and our roots.
And I think that was just something that just really struck me, that those 3 things are intertwined in your business. Like you said, people just see it as a normal pizza shop, but you guys are so far and above and beyond that, and so modest at the same thing, which is just such a great humbling experience to really be here with you guys. Another thing that you mentioned, which I may be working here, by the way, while people require 2 years experience, cutting your hair, doing this, your only requirement is
to work hard
and to be an individual.
To be yourself. We're not here to judge anything at all. We believe, we shouldn't hire you, for your hair or beard or mustache or tattoos. If you have those, we should not go against that. Yeah,
nice.
That, because we're all equal. We're all the same. We just have different modifications. But other than that, if you're here to work and you're here to make a living, then the door is open. That's what we told everybody here. The door is open. If you want to work here, like how we told you guys earlier. If you want to work here, the door is open.
We were offered a position, by the way, which we might just take them up on it. So
we don't feel. In our eyes, we don't feel that an employer has a right to tell any employee how they should look and dress and act, and they should be an individual and encouraged to be that person. Because the minute you start compromising yourself or having, if somebody's telling you have to cover up your tattoos or you have to have your hair a certain way, you're selling your soul in a sense, and you're not going to really be committed to that company.
I agree. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the menu. So when I first got here, I was tallying 97, but Mr. Marco corrected me here. And how many different? 99. Which one of them I had? Balsamic chicken, which this little mastermind over here, if you check out their site, you can see his lovely hands dicing and roasting those red peppers. So, with that being said, culinary training?
No
culinary training.
That's
no
the thing
business
that
training.
Everybody asks us is, oh, did you guys go to school or even business school or? I barely got out of high school. And that's the truth. That's I couldn't wait to get out of high school. I'm not school. I'm more hands-on, and I hands-on, and that's what it is. You still need that art, that craft, and pretty much that's what my father said to us. You have a kitchen, use your imagination. Look online, read a book about to cook. But other than that, use your imagination how to cook. And that's how we came up with these crazy pizzas.
Wow.
Different taste buds came in and we experimented. He came up with something. Well, maybe we'll tweak it this way. I'll say, put this in. He'll say, put that in. And that's pretty much how anything works.
Wow.
I think that was beneficial for us as well because it didn't constrict us with the formula of cooking or a formula to run your business. We we ran our business solely on passion. We had so much love for this place and for our friends and our family that we wanted to make sure that we were successful for them. And that passion grew us into a successful business without any formal training and learning as we go, and obviously, you know, learning as much as we can, you know, off each other and as a whole family, as a whole experience for everybody. And that
Well, I will tell you, in sitting here and just, you know, waiting, tasting the food, basking in the ambience, your consumers love you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, they come in and they were excited that they got to see both
Yeah,
brothers,
yeah, both of them,
you know? So you can really tell that what you guys are doing here is working, and the community really supports what you guys are doing. And with that being said, when I walked up, I noticed a cute little design on your window of Post-its.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing, like, where that came from?
We just show up to work 2 days ago, no, yesterday, and there's a Post-its, I heart you with the smiley face. and that made our day. You know, I ended up taking a picture and posting online saying, you know, whoever tagged our door, we heart you more. Because that, you know, it really, it's a hard business that we're in.
Absolutely.
And that, all these qualities that people, you know, just shake our hand and say, oh, thank you for this, thank you for that. Doing that, it makes the hard work pay off. Really, it really does. Because we really touch people when you really don't realize it. You know, even when they post something on social media, tag us in and say, "Oh, thank you guys, this is excellent."
Yep.
It just feels good.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell everybody here, it's like, you know, you guys don't realize it when you guys are making a pizza or cooking a pasta dish. You know, you're feeding a family. You know, someone's gonna eat this and
Creating
say,
a memory.
Yeah,
too,
you're creating
you
a
know?
memory. You're not
But you
just,
guys did something very nice. Your brother was telling me that you guys actually took care of Sandy victims, you know,
yeah,
things
we
of that
cooked
nature.
we cooked for 30 families. We did Thanksgiving. That was good. But yeah, that was good.
Yes,
We
but
did
we
a
definitely
Thanksgiving
have to touch
Yeah,
on that
we did
as well.
the hurricane. Unfortunately, a lot of families locally here, you know, lost their homes. So that week that we lost power as well, but we ended up, you know, cooking that. We used gas, so we're still able to cook, and we gave a lot of food for free and just help out everybody. And then when eventually we did open up after a few weeks, for a week straight, a little over a week, we actually sent out through social media, emails, and word of mouth that families that didn't have a home come in, have a dinner on us, and it just felt so good.
From that
Wow.
one week, it
It was-
extended
Wow.
3 months.
Wow.
So emotional.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we had an article on the Home News Tribune and the Star Ledger about it, which was nice because it showed it, but it wasn't about that. It was just really about supporting your community. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. It's like the time of crisis is when the only time people really come together, which is sad because it shouldn't be that way. It should be like that every day.
People
You know,
should-
every day we should tell each other, you know, hi, how are you? You know, or wave somebody, a stranger or something. Not when a crisis happens that you guys need each other. We believe that we need each other every day. So that's why, you know, we love what we do here because we're feeding people and we're giving a good product, a good quality for a reasonable price. You know, because it just feels good. It feels nice.
For us, it costs us nothing. I mean, what did we do? We cooked a couple dinners,
Yeah.
but just a sense of normalcy for these families that lost everything.
Yeah.
It went so far, and it meant so much. I mean, we had thank you letters for months after. So people were just coming in, just for us to say, come in, have a dinner. For us, what does
They
it
were-
cost
Yeah.
us? You know,
And a lot
why
of
is
them-
that such
a lot of them that came in that, you know, were kind of like embarrassed to say that, oh, I heard you guys were doing this, I'm here, I don't have, and we were like, listen, that's fine, you know, don't feel ashamed, like, you know,
It could
I
be
can
us.
only
It could
imagine.
be us.
Yeah,
It could take
you know,
one
we
freak
lost-
accident and
yeah,
it could be us.
You know,
It
and
could be
that's
us.
what I could only imagine this struggle they went through. You know, we lost power for weeks, you know, and but these people, you know, I
lost everything.
We have
Which, mind
customers
you,
where-
the health inspector tried to shut them down, and just tell them what your
okay.
consumers did.
The
Tell
health
them.
inspector comes in a couple of days after we were already open, and he pretty much tries to shut us down. And you know, I was trying to comply with him, and I understood where he was coming from. We were only giving fresh ingredients anyway, with just like pastas and pizzas, nothing,
Pizza's
you know,
not
not
great.
anything
Yeah,
raw.
no.
But so a customer overheard it, and next thing you know, the entire restaurant was packed by that point, and they pretty much pushed this health inspector out of this restaurant and told them that there's no way that they're closing. The last thing you want to tell is our clientele that we're not going to cook for them. They're going to lose it. So
Which they're losing their mind because Mike's getting married and they have to close for one day.
so that's going to be that's going to be. But they're inviting everybody to the church, so that's nice. At least
You hear that? Yes, you hear that? Everyone's invited to Mike's wedding.
Okay, so definitely.
So now, what is the plans for you guys? Do you plan on franchising? Do you plan on opening up a location?
We discuss it a lot. We do discuss about opening, but believe it or not, it's very difficult just to manage one business. And the reason why we believe that we're so successful with just one establishment is because my brother and I are always here, and we have the same, 5 crew, the core that customers, and that's the thing that customers like to see. They like to see consistency and the same faces. As soon as you see a different face, it's just they get uncomfortable. They're like, "Where's Michael? Where's Marco?
Yes, your brother told
who's this guy?" And it's funny because they'll order something simple, and then they say, "Oh, can you just tell Michael or Marco my order?" And I'll say, "I'm like, all right, chicken parm, spaghetti, okay." But they want that security, and when you think about it, growing, but it's a risk that we maybe one day we'll take because we are still young. But right now we're both comfortable with just one, because like my brother mentioned earlier, sometimes it's not about the money. It's just about giving back and just being here and just having fun, really. And we already have headaches, managing a shop.
We all.
I mean, we're open, 11 to 10, but we're here at 8 in the morning till midnight, because a lot of people don't realize, you don't just come in here
and it just happens.
It's a lot of behind the scenes, which, people don't,
Which, if you check out their site, you will see Michael making that balsamic chicken pizza. And when I tell you it is to die for, and just his hands and the motion, you can just see love in everything that you guys do. You really can. And
we're eating it too, so it's like we're not gonna buy a frozen product, slap it on, and put it in the oven.
And then
we're eating it. We're eating the same food. We want to stay good. We want to stay healthy, because food matters. It really does. It's an intake that you put in, so we try to get as much fresh products.
And I love the fact that you guys do that. You buy locally from local farmers, cage-free chickens, organic food, and you can taste everything. I had a piece of the mac and cheese with added bacon, and when I tell you there was barely any oil on the plate, it was just ooey gooey cheese and deliciousness. And everything you guys do, and your consumers really show that they appreciate you guys. One gentleman, he was here and he said something that was just phenomenal. He said, "This isn't a restaurant. This is an experience." This is an experience.
It's true. My brother mentions a lot to our staff whenever we have to make sure when they come in, it's an experience when they come in. And our father always said in the beginning, it's something so simple. Just treat the customers how you want to be treated. And that's what we tell our staff too. And something, just when we go out anywhere, a store or a restaurant, like the staff or the owners, they don't really have the passion like we do. I feel like,
I agree.
They don't go beyond above, and it's just like really like all you need is just a 10% more. It's really not difficult to go, above and beyond.
Nope.
And that's why here at Nunzio we give that. And a lot of people come in here, and as soon as they walk in, like when you guys came in,
hello,
they've never met you.
Yep.
Hi, how are you? How you doing today? You're just like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it just feels nice to
It
say
does.
that, and like a lot of people are not used to that. So when we
That's why my reaction was like,
when we say, hey, how are you guys
"You
today?
tell everyone I was coming."
No, that's just how, like I said, treat them how you want to be treated. When I go out, I want to be treated nice.
Yep.
I don't want you guys to go out of your way. I'm paying you for that. And in the same way, this how we should do it in return. That's why when people come in, word of mouth works the best.
And it's working. It is working.
You leave and you're gonna tell your friends and family like, wow.
No, I'm gonna work here. I'm gonna work here.
Might as well, right? Like, the whole pie.
And sitting here, what I love is that there was just all different types of clientele.
Yeah.
Old, young, tattooed, hipsters,
You
conservative, everything.
When my parents ran it, it was like I said earlier, it was traditional Italian flavor. So we had a lot of just like an older crowd, you know, not a younger crowd because it felt like an old atmosphere in a way, you know. And then once me and my brother kind of spiced it up a bit, we started getting a younger generation.
Nice.
And now, like you said, we pretty much get
Yep. You guys do.
kids, older crowd.
Oh, can we show them what we can color when we come
yeah.
Oh
here?
yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool. Ta-da!
Did you want to wait or come back?
So most of the adults color these, by the
Yeah.
way.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'll have to color mine and signature mine before I leave.
We'll hang it on the wall.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you, Michael and Marco. You guys made me feel beyond welcome here. Your customers love you. And we're good. We'll be back. We most
I'm sure.
certainly will be back.
When do you
Again-
start? You start tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot I'm on payroll. Okay, yeah. Tomorrow, Monday.
late.
Oh, no. I
15 minutes
cannot
before
be
your
late.
shift.
Just as long as you have the no ready.
I got it.
I'm good.
Start the day good.
Yes. There you have it, guys. This is the gem in Sayreville, New Jersey. Check out their site. You will not be disappointed. Hop on the GW, the Verrazano, the train, and get here now. This is the First Lady of FAMETATU. Thanking Marco and Mike again for welcoming us. It was a pleasure. Stay tuned.